to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Take a deep breath in, and on the outward breath, just allow your eyelids to close. And as they close, just get a sense that tension is starting to leave your body. That's right. As you breathe in, I want you to imagine that you're breathing in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just get a sense that tension, breath by breath, is leaving your body in that outward breath. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a color, a vibrant color, that represents all the resources that you desire most. Confidence, strength, resilience, that inner spark. As you breathe in, imagine that bright color going in through your nose, into your lungs, filling your body with this feeling of resourcefulness. And as you exhale, just get a sense that anxiety, stress, tension is leaving your body, and you can see that in a darker color, leaving your body in that outward breath. Breathing in and breathing out, meaning that each and every breath, almost like a transfusion, resources are going in, and those things that no longer serve you are starting to leave your body. So just by breathing in and breathing out, you're becoming more and more resourceful, more and more like the old you. Now, I don't know what that vibrant color is. Maybe a bright yellow, a bright orange. But as you see it going in, just pay attention on the outward breath as it looks grey and dark, representing all those things you've been holding on to that no longer serve you. Tension is leaving your body. Stress is leaving your body. Anxiety is leaving your body, enabling you to feel deeper and deeper relaxed just by breathing in and breathing out. As your body relaxes, your imagination becomes more vivid. And I want you to imagine seeing a wise old man, a peaceful, vibrant, wise old man. And then I want you to imagine seeing an angry, controlling person approach the wise old man and hurling abuse, insults, the worst language possible. This angry young man is hurling abuse at this wise old man. And yet the wise old man seems unfazed. The wise old man replies to the angry young man. And he asks a question. He says, if you give someone a gift and they don't accept it, to whom does the gift belong? And the young angry man said, well, if the gift is never accepted, it belongs to whoever attempted to give the gift. And the wise old man smiled and said, I refuse to accept your insults, your abuse, all your hurtful, harmful words. And since I haven't accepted them, to whom do they belong? The young angry man left, knowing that all of those hurtful words, all of that negative intent was still with him because it wasn't accepted by the recipient. And allow that thought to fade, as your unconscious mind already knows how to make sense of this in your world. You don't have to accept every word that comes your way. You have the ability to let words be words, and you don't have to receive them. There are letters that you receive and don't open. There are emails you receive and never open. There are phone calls that are made to your phone that you never answer. And therefore, there can be intent given to you that you simply don't accept. Continue to breathe in that vibrant color of resources, the confidence, the strength, the resilience, and see that darker color leaving your body, knowing that you're getting stronger, that any erosion of the past is being restored. And then imagine that there is a large bubble nearby to you, a bubble that you can step inside, a bubble that can enable you to go back in time, to give resources to an earlier version of yourself that needed those resources at that time. I want you to imagine stepping into that bubble, floating in that bubble, knowing that you are invisible inside the bubble, although you can see everything outside. It's a way of traveling through time. Feel yourself floating up in that bubble. And I want you to go back to a time, a specific time, when you were in a relationship and someone was trying to control you, perhaps physically. I want you to observe yourself like you're looking at someone, like there's someone else in the room. See your body shape, recognize your condition, and see that someone else is trying to control you by their words, by their actions. And I want you to get a sense that what's happening here, that you're witnessing invisibly from the side of the room, is not okay. It's not fair. It's not acceptable. And yet it's happening anyway. I want you to feel the empathy for that version of you. You did nothing to deserve to be put in that situation. And yet there you are. I want you to imagine that time passes and the perpetrator of this abuse has left the room, and you can see this young woman by herself. And when you know she's alone, it's time to leave the bubble. And I want you to see yourself as a younger version of you and give yourself a hug. I want you to tell this younger version of you that this is not her fault. There is no shame, embarrassment in this situation. This is someone taking advantage of a vulnerable person. I want you to listen to this woman. Let her know you're there to listen and hear the words that are coming from her mouth. She's trying to work out what this means, how to make sense of this situation. And as you listen, feel that resourcefulness that you've been breathing in, spreading with this woman in front of you. And since you are them from the future, you know what then happens in their life. And I want you to give this woman some wisdom or insight as to how to navigate the years ahead. Something that will enable her to perhaps shift the future in their specific timeline. Wisdom is good, but it's not enough. I want you to give a resource to this younger version of you, the resource that she needed most back then. And maybe that was self-belief, that she could do things on her own. Maybe it was resilience. Maybe it was strength, hope. But I want you to imagine passing this younger version of you a ball of energy that represents this resource that you know she needed most at that point in time. See her taking that energy, holding it to her chest, and seeing her facial expressions and body language change as you now know that she has this resource. Giving you a sense that she will be able to handle future events in a better way than had she not had this resource. And now it's time to leave this place, but give her another hug. Tell her that she's valuable, that she's loved, that she's worthwhile and worthy, and that she will do great things in her future. And then it's time to leave. But tell her you'll be back soon. Climb in your bubble, and then go forwards in time. Forwards in time to a moment where something happened in front of your own children that led to an end of a relationship. You just witness. And again, see someone using strength or size to control and dominate a situation. Observe it. Observe it passively, and observe that what's happening is not fair, not right. But it isn't the fault of that younger version of you that it's happening to. See the impact it's having on the children, their faces. Maybe they're scared, they're worried. See the expression on your face. Combination of pain, distress, but also a glimmer of resolve. That in that moment a decision takes place that changes the trajectory of your life at that point in time. When the perpetrator is no longer in that room, when there is private time just with you and this younger version of you, you can leave this bubble and again comfort that version of you, listening to whatever's on their mind, being there to support them, a hug, offering genuine empathy, compassion. And you know what happens next in this person's life, this younger version of you. So share the advice, the insight, the consequences of this, and reassure her that this decision that's being made is for the best. And sometimes good decisions come with difficulties, but let this person know that the difficulties are worth it, that she's doing the right thing. And even just letting her know that sense of reassurance that this is the right thing to do feels comforting. But again, give her a resource, whatever resource she needed most in this moment. You know what resource she needed. And again, picture a glowing ball of energy. You give her that resource. See her take that and integrate it in with her, and again, see her facial expression change, her body language change. She still has that same level of resolve, but she has something else as well. You can see that she's becoming more formidable, stronger in some way, able to cope. That perhaps the meaning that she linked to this moment isn't the real meaning at all. But time has to pass before you now know that perhaps this moment of pain and trauma was actually a doorway to freedom, a new chapter of a book, an opportunity to live life on your terms. I want you to say goodbye to her and let her know that she is worthy, she is loved, and she is capable. That she has a role to play and have a big impact on the lives of women in the future. Climb back in your bubble and then go forwards in time to a moment where in a working environment you can see there's a version of you being controlled, criticized, being forced to do something that isn't aligned with you, being given a sense of injustice, unfairness. And when you can see that moment, let me know by nodding your head. You're observing, completely invisible, and just witness what's happening. And again, you can see from your facial expressions that this is triggering something from the past. The fact that you care means that you have a big role to play in the future. Because you could be detached, distant, just hearing words, letting it go in one ear, out the other. But there is an emotional connection. And maybe that emotional connection is what you really need to let go of. Words are words. Situations are situations. But just like the wise old man, why would you accept something that doesn't belong to you? If the criticism is given to you and it's not deserved, you don't have to accept it. If you're trying to be controlled, it's down to you what decisions you make going forward in the future. And I want you to imagine rewinding that situation and playing it forward as you wanted it to have happened. See yourself with all the resources of confidence. Any confidence that's eroded has been restored. Any emotional triggers don't seem to be there. There is a confident, strong version of you. It reminds you of a time from your past where you were in a sense of flow, had strong conviction in your abilities, that you enjoyed what you did. See that version re-experiencing the very same moment, each time seeing yourself handle it the way you wanted to have handled it or would have wanted to have handled it, each time giving you a sense that if you can handle these things in your mind, you can handle future situations in reality. But knowing this is just a temporary situation anyway. I want you to imagine that moment from The Shawshank Redemption, where the main character already had created a tunnel to escape, but nobody knew. He was easily able to handle the situations around him because he'd navigated a way out. You've navigated your way out. But sometimes things take time. But you are unlocking all of the resources necessary to go through that time. And it's only in the future that you'll realize just how much this improved your strength and resilience. Because if you can handle triggers and stresses like this, there isn't a lot that you can't handle. Keep rewinding and playing it forward until you see you doing things exactly as you would want them. And at the point where you're completely convinced that's the way you want to handle that situation, rewind it one more time and then jump into your own body and feel like the words are coming out of your mouth. That you can hear whatever's being said, and yet you feel calm and in control. And if you can feel those emotions when those same words are being said, just let me know by nodding your head. And you can go back to this moment whenever you want and keep changing things until they happen as you want them to happen. Because compared to what you've experienced in the past, even this is a walk in the park. You can handle this. You have the resources to handle this situation. And when you accept that to be true, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy where it is true. Until you feel invincible in these situations. Nobody can give you a gift that you don't want to accept. And you refuse to accept anything that you don't deserve. It's time to get back into your bubble. And there's one destination on this journey through time, and that is in the future. I want you to go forward a year from now, seeing yourself in a new phase of your life, a new chapter where you're living life on your terms, doing the work you want to do, seeing a sense of fulfillment on your face, seeing the impact you're having on the lives of other people, and getting a sense that in the end it was all worth it, because it was all leading to this place, a place where you really can have that impact that you've been chasing for so long. As you return in your bubble, coming back to the present, seeing yourself exactly as you are now, climbing back into your body, I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, get a sense that you're in your own physical body right now, but allow those changes through time to ripple all the way up to the present. Feeling that your confidence is being restored, that you're getting emotionally stronger, and reminding yourself that things from the past don't take away from you, they give resilience to you. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.